8 seconds. Don't say any cuss words until 8 seconds.
Welcome back to the Five Dirty Bikers podcast.
Presented by Memphis Shades, the clear choice for custom windshields and fairings for your motorcycle. And Wild Ass Seats, stay in the saddle longer and in total comfort no matter your butt or budget.
God, that's painful. 8 seconds.
8, 7.
You know, if you wouldn't have said anything, I wouldn't have said fuck.
Oh, we only made it to 4.
No, we were live way
does the
long. We've been
countdown
live
count?
for a minute and a half.
I don't think the countdown counts. I think we just got
It counts. It's
demonetized.
8 seconds. They didn't say how
Oh,
long.
well. What are we going to make? A whole 30 cents?
Yeah, fuckity fuck.
I was
Yeah, you
waiting.
fucking algorithm.
I didn't know if I could even talk.
If he wouldn't have said shit, it wouldn't even have thought. I wouldn't even have thought of it. And after you say it, it's like, fuck.
I went back and listened to last week's episode and thought, oh shit, I should have edited that more.
Why?
Whoops.
What did you do?
There was just the sexual innuendos were strong in
The
last week's
fuckery was
episode.
strong. She
I'm
said.
like, I should probably change that rating.
Did we have sexual innuendos?
Never, not here.
You don't actually put that the podcast is rated for children to listen to, do you?
No.
Okay, that's good.
No, that's my first checkbox. Yes, for children. Kicking
No
them
for
off
children.
early.
I'm just impressed we know what an innuendo is.
Time to go to bed, children.
Well, ours are less like innuendos, more just straight.
Fucking
I don't
fuck.
even know what to call it. Yeah.
Fuckery.
Boy. Everybody, happy Monday. So we got a topic on the mend here. We're going to be talking about Harley CVO announcement last week.
The CVOs.
Speaking about fuckery,
Yeah.
You know what's fuckery about those? $50,000. That's what's fuckery
about 52.
52. Well,
For the ones they're selling now that aren't these, they go for about 52. Brand new.
these will go for more. That's my prediction.
yeah, I think these will go for more too. Probably 60. So that way you got to finance them for 10 fucking years.
Oh wow.
We'll see.
That-
Should I
This-
buy a 911 or a CVO?
Do I keep my house or buy a CVO?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well.
neither one of them are going to get you laid, Tony. So don't worry about it.
I know, dude. Those days are over.
You're beyond the point where a vehicle helps.
Yeah. I'll
It's
look
just
good.
for show now.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, this whole thing Harley had going on was an announcement of an announcement. Because they just gave us the tip.
It's true. They did.
Yeah,
it's
they're
a-
standing like 3 feet back.
It's a pretty healthy tip, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, that, compared to the first, kind of distorted, weird images that they put out, you got some legitimate professional images, some, pretty good marketing that they did. I kind of feel like Harley's doing this a little bit on purpose now. I feel like they're letting stuff sneak out. They're getting the YouTube and Instagram people all fucking fired up about what's coming out, and then they drop a bomb on everybody and say, here it is. I think there's some intent behind what they're doing right now,
You think?
because if you notice, there was pictures that got released early of the lowrider ST and the lowrider, the ST and the Road Glide ST and the Street Glide ST last time, and now this situation. So yeah, I think that they are doing it intentionally for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I was curious to see what we and the dealerships were going to get that everybody else already had, and I was disappointed we got nothing.
Oh,
So,
sure. Oh, you guys got
no
the same
extra
thing everyone
info.
else got.
We
Was it
pretty
really-
much got the same thing because I don't always count or look at leaks like they're the real thing. I'd rather just see it right from the motor company, whether it's real or not.
right.
That's just
You
the way I am.
expected
I'm with
special
Mark here.
treatment?
Building
I expected us to get a little more insight on what's happening on the release instead of we got just announcement of an announcement. We don't get
You got 2 tips.
two.
You got a double tip.
Yep.
Yep.
One third party and one first party.
I'll be there at the 120th for the reveal. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward
Dave's-
to seeing them in real life.
Dave's going to be there for the balls deep action.
I will be.
See, I'm not very excited about the CVO just because of the price. I'm
Yeah,
excited
they're-
about the motor.
To the average person, they're not obtainable
yeah,
bikes.
I'm excited about the motor because that motor, not in that cubic inch, it's going to go probably in the 114, 117s. That variable valve timing is going to trickle down the line.
Yeah,
Right.
these are Halo vehicles, right?
Yeah,
So we'll see.
but I'm excited about.
I'm
the motor
interested to
once
see
it starts
how
trickle down.
what's going to trickle down
Yeah.
in the regular models next year.
Well,
Well,
here we go.
I-
Here's what they look like. If anybody
Yes.
hasn't seen, I'm sure everybody's seen these photos already. 'Cause
Right,
they're
so
all
let's-
over.
Let's leave these
Those are
up here
pretty
for
good photos.
Yeah, let's leave
Yeah,
these up
they
here for a
were.
minute because it's the first time, right? Besides the actual fairing, right? There's some redesign here that is absolutely new. You know what I mean? These bags, they're not the same bags.
No, it's
So
got
the
an
bag-
inverted front end too.
The bags
Yeah.
have been redone. The front end's inverted. I'm sorry, I've never been a fan of the Street Glide. I'm not a fan of the Batwing. This motherfucker right here is badass.
Yeah,
See,
this
I
looks
don't
good.
like that big long fucking light in it, dude.
Oh, I
That,
love
like,
I
that.
like
light.
it.
I
Do
think
ya?
they're-
That light
I
is
do.
cool.
I do. I think it streamlines it because
Fucking
now you don't have
Indians.
anything sticking
Looks
out.
like a fucking Indian. Just
Well,
saying.
they're copying each other, right? Because if you go over to the Road Glide, that looks just like the other one. Yeah, look at that bag. I mean, the back of that bag, it's really funny, right? The back of that bag is cut off, and all the wheelie guys have been doing that to their bags for a long time. And so Harley kind of seems like they stole some design
Well,
features.
who's going to be dumb enough to
Who's
wheelie
gonna
a
be wheeling on a
$60,000
CVO?
bike?
Oh, there's gonna be
$1 million
people, I'm sure.
Bogan who
Yeah,
already has his
there's
order
will.
in.
He's
He-
got
he
fuck
can't-
you money though.
That short bastard can't wheelie anything.
Well, I'll tell you what, with a 121 variable valve timing, water cooled, I'm going to say this fucker will wheelie without any effort whatsoever.
Yeah, it's going to be a bad motherfucker.
I'm going to say you're looking at about 120, 130 horsepower right off the showroom.
Yeah, that's a bad. They're badass bikes. I'm
Yeah.
with Tony though. That price, I mean, dude, that's a lot of dick sucking to get a bike like that.
Dude,
So
you
they're
got to suck
only
dick for a month to get a bike like that. I mean, I mean, you got to go to work.
Well, especially if you keep running those 2-for-1 specials you give out all the time, man. That'll
That's
take you
true.
just twice as long.
I know it.
That's true.
Buy
I'm
one, get
wondering-
one free.
Tony's gonna have a busy glory hole to get a bike like that.
But did you all notice that big ass radiator on the front of it?
Yeah, there's a radiator on there for sure. That's a
there we
water
go.
cooled bike. That's
Yeah.
a water cooled bike.
I agree with
So-
Ryan though. I mean, I don't like nothing personal, guys. I don't like the Batwing fairing. I don't like the Street Glide. I like that. I like the way that looks.
I'm down
do
with this.
too.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
this trickles down into the rest of the street glides. They may not have the integrated LED lighting coming off the sides there, but even if not, I think it's still a way better looking fairing than what we have now.
Yeah, I agree.
They-
Yeah, the
they
lights
even-
do help.
I mean, they went straight for the performance factor, right? I mean, they have the
Yeah.
short front fairings on them, inverted forks, you know, anything. There's nothing really sticking out other than your air cleaner, and even the air box is completely redesigned, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you show that side picture, that air box is not like nothing they have out there. Yeah, look at that fucking thing. They got nothing that looks like that. Now, I'm not a huge fan. It's pretty large. It looks
Yeah, I
like it
don't like
covers
it.
up a lot of the motor, but god damn, I mean, they're just nice looking bikes.
Okay, so in the side chat, I'm going to show both side profiles, and of course we've seen the side angle shot too of both bikes together. Just let us know which one. I mean, I'm personally more of a fan of this side profile. They did a good job redesigning that fairing. But let us know your
did.
thoughts.
Let's see the side profile of the Road Glide. Yeah, see, I like the Road Glide, man.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the
I'm
Batwings,
not
but
a-
the lights do make it look a lot better.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't really care for the design
I like the
aesthetic
Shark
with the
Nose
light
fairing better.
on the shark nose.
I do. It's the first time I can say I like both of these bikes. I like
Yeah.
them a lot.
And I'm curious to see what colors they release because CVOs they get the works for the paint.
Right.
Yeah.
The only thing that I would say honestly, again, this is just personal preference. I would have liked to have seen that without the speaker lids in those bags. Again, it's just a stereo. I know the big stereo system comes with the CVOs. It's just not my jam, and I wish they would have done without it because it would have made it look super clean. But I really like those bikes.
Well, I
But-
tell you, the other thing I don't like about the speakers, these are smaller bags than what you
Yep.
get on today's specials, and now you
Yep.
lose more storage because you
Yep.
get those speakers.
because you have the speakers.
Mhm.
Yep.
Not a fan.
Yeah. I don't. Like I said, I just wish they would have done without that portion of it. But yeah, it's it'll be
Can you-
interesting to see what if they do like. So you have this bike which is silver. Are they going to do a black one with silver pinstriping? Because that could be fucking bad.
Who knows? This might
That
not
would
even
be
be the
cool.
final paint
Yeah.
of any of
That
them.
shit looks black and
Yeah.
white to me.
I think it's silver.
Not,
I think
it's
it's
not
silver,
black and
Tony.
white because they did have a video of the bikes actually being ridden, and they
Do
are
they?
this color. But
They're
I don't.
So
yeah.
is there a picture of what kind of bars they got on it? Do they have?
No, they didn't have those really
No.
released. Yet.
Wheelbarrow bars.
I'm curious to see what the motor red line's at. I wonder if it's still going to be 5,500 or if it's going to be more of like the Rev Max now, where you can really get up there in the RPMs.
Well, you can see the street glides are still considerably lower than the road
Yep.
glides. The road glides
Yeah.
they're taller.
And I like the front fender. I hate the front fender on Indians, and I really don't like the stock front fender on the road glides, but I like these.
Yeah, the smaller fenders.
So let's see
nice
what the
looking.
people on the side are saying. Street
That's a
glide,
good
street
looking.
glide,
They're
road
both good looking
glide.
bikes.
Yeah, it looks like Street Glide's winning out.
Yeah,
right
there's
now.
no reason
Yeah.
to bicker Harley against Harley.
Yeah.
We've already got enough problems.
Right.
But the thing is, it's everything that if you go back 3 years and you listen to some of our podcasts, this bike has everything
Mm-hmm.
that people were whining that Harleys didn't have.
So I'm going to read this for the audio version. This is from Vinny Madrox. He says CVOs aren't for riding long miles. They are for showing off at bike nights and waiting for people to tell you how cool you are. So it doesn't matter how fit in can fit in the bags.
How much shit you can fit in the bags. That's what he
Yeah.
wants to say.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
No, I agree, Vinny.
Yeah, I think it's all about you got to know the people in the demographic that are able to afford those bikes and how much they're actually riding per year on average.
I'm curious to see the price tag, man. If
Well, we'll know on the 7th
ones that
of
are
June.
released are 52. I'm going to say these are. I mean, they're going to be tickling 60 grand.
I am super impressed that they actually stayed with the M8 platform and redesigned it a little bit, and stuck with it rather than putting that motor from the Pan America into this bike.
Well, I don't
You
think
know-
the Pan America had the power where it needed to be for a touring bike.
For a touring bike,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So converting the M8 over to dude, the variable valve timing is fucking huge.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge fucking deal.
right. Right.
That changes everything. Now you can have ride modes. You can have all the shit that you couldn't do with an M8.
right.
So
What do you think of the wire spoked wheels? Because that was
wasn't that
another
the same they had last year?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had that on the bikes last year.
Yeah.
Oh, I
You
didn't
know
catch
what?
that.
I don't think they photograph very well, but in person, they're pretty bad looking wheels.
They're pretty cool. Yeah, they're badass in person. And that
CVOs, I'm
inverted
telling
front
ya.
end is going to be a big deal too, man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That is such a better front end.
Yep.
You really appreciate these things when you get to see them up close. Because when I get the pleasure of photographing every bike that comes into the shop, and I really get to see all the detail that gets put into these CVOs, and it's more than you think. It's everything from the seat to the brakes to everything, the paint. They are gorgeous bikes. Like we talked about, they got a high price tag.
Are there only
top of the
side
line.
views? Are there only side views, Dustin? Because Vinny Madrox says if these have the monoshock, then that'd be some nice tech to eventually move down to the 2024 Road Glide.
No, that's as side as I have besides these, and these are dark.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
can't.
mean, there's no way to know really.
Yeah, you just can't tell. I'd be super interested. I don't think, I'm just speculating. I don't think that these are monoshock because that would require a frame redesign. And they did enough with the motor. I don't believe that they did a frame redesign. So I would guess that these are not quite monoshock bikes yet. That would
Maybe- well, who
that'd be my
knows?
guess.
The shit's hidden.
Yeah, I mean it's hidden, but I'm just guessing. I'm speculating because I think it would require them to do more work to the frame. And this looks like the same thing. Although the side cover does look significantly different than mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed
So-
that too.
Yeah.
It could be they could have done a frame redesign. That like
Well, I mean, they already have the frame and a soft tail. All they have to do is tweak it.
yeah.
It might be more complicated.
No, it's not the
than
same
that, though.
frame,
I don't
Tony.
know.
The-
Yeah.
Well, no,
The-
I'm not saying it's the same frame, but I'm saying they have the engineering worked out. It just needs to be converted over.
Sure.
I gotcha. Yeah. Well, we'll know more on the 7th of June. I think that's when the actual release is
Yeah.
for this. And I know we're supposed to get one of each. Like every dealership's supposed to probably get one of each, I would assume. But
Sure.
I'll
And
be
boy, they'll go quick too. I guarantee it.
yeah. I tell you what, all the new anniversary bikes, they don't even gather dust on the showroom floor. They're
Man,
out.
I'll tell you what, I made fun of that Dirk Diggler jacket because it was terrible.
Right.
But the fucking bikes, that Heritage, that 120 Heritage they had up at Bluegrass that was a beautiful motorcycle, man.
That
It's a
paint
nice
is
paint,
nice.
man.
So pretty.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
super nice. I mean, you
Yeah.
make all the Honda jokes you want, but
It's nice,
It's
yeah.
yeah, it's
gorgeous.
nice.
I figured
It's a
out
beautiful bike.
I
You can
think
keep the fucking jacket.
Dustin just said something that just resonated with me, and I hadn't really thought about it. I think I figured out what Harley's problem is, right? Harley's all pent up. If they only have 2 releases a year, that's just not enough to get the cobwebs out.
It's not. I don't know, dude. Harley's been releasing some cool shit, man.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, the
they
last
are-
3 or 4 years, I mean, every year it's just
they're hitting some bangers. They're hitting some bangers for sure.
They've been knocking it out. It's more than just paint and fucking. That was it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Paint.
They just have to hit some low cost bangers. Right now,
They
it's
don't have any.
super
Yeah.
high price bangers.
Yeah, they're not banging $3 hookers.
No, I was going to
These are-
say I don't need the three.
These are high dollar hoes.
Yeah, these are
They have all their teeth.
Yes.
and
Don't
their
need
shots.
the girlfriend experience. That's too expensive.
Yeah.
That joke on today's podcast, dude. I about pissed my pants in my car today.
What
The
was
toothless
that?
hooker.
Oh, she's dedicated to her craft.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh god. So I know Tony, you talked about how these, especially the Road Glide fairing reminded you of the Indian. So here's a side by side comparison. What do you think?
I think that the Harley's a little sleeker looking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
Yeah, it
definitely
is.
more futuristic looking. Not futuristic,
does-
modern
I mean,
looking.
it's-
Let's just go with
The
that.
lights
The
are
design
similar.
is a lot
The-
more elegant than the Challenger.
That's the way I was. There you go, Dave.
There you go.
But boy, that fucking windshield sticking up like a dick
Yeah,
on
that's
the
what
end.
I was thinking.
that's got like a Softail Slim windshield on it.
weird.
Man,
like
that thing just looks
Yeah.
fucking awful.
Yeah,
And
I'm
they have
not a fan of the
Dude,
Indian.
take that picture down. That's just hurting my eyes. I can't even look at those motherfuckers.
And it's got that wart on the front fender.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that looks like a
It's got
hemorrhoid.
a big zit up on the front.
Yeah.
I don't like what looks like a solid cast, like the motor was cast out of one big solid piece of iron.
So does the Indian? They have a Batwing fairing?
The what now?
Do they have a Batwing fairing on any of their bikes?
Yeah, it's the the Chief or something like that.
Yeah,
They
pull-
have-
Yeah.
yeah.
Pull that one up.
They have a
I think
bat.
Dustin just keeps shit in his back pocket to pull up.
Man,
for you.
Dustin's
might.
Google
He's
foo
on
is
the
fucking
top.
strong.
Strong to quite strong.
Yeah.
They do. They
Ooh,
they
yeah.
have.
Nappy
Yes.
can't do it. She's got a bad flap. She can't see.
Nappy is now Flappy.
She's now Flappy.
She has a new
Nappy has-
nickname.
Nappy's become Flappy.
Nappy's become flappy. You should see all the bruises on Jared's back.
Oh God. Give me just a minute.
The Roadmaster. That's what Indy Steve says. It's called the Roadmaster.
The Roadmaster.
It's called the Masturbator, is what it's called.
Shit. It is because you ain't picking up no girls on it.
Jesus.
You don't know. There's a chick for every bike, man.
That one without the teeth. That's what it is.
Oh man.
The tattoo to tooth ratio is way off.
Oh God.
Come with me and you'll see.
Did you guys see that thing on Instagram? It was just a photograph of the ground, and it had like some dentures and a condom, and the caption was "Somebody had a great night."
Was that on your Instagram?
Yeah, that's in
what's that?
Ryan.
Is that on your
saw,
Instagram?
I saw that when I was looking at your recent posts, Dave. So I
I see.
was curious.
I bet you they stay up past 7:30. Brittany.
They probably do. I've said it many times. My grandparents stay up later than me.
It's nothing to brag about, dude.
I'm just saying, I've no
Right,
shame.
pulled out
I
the
don't
dude.
care if I'm going to bed.
Oh my. Okay, so here it is.
Yeah. See? Oh, that's
Yeah.
hideous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Wow. And it does have that little dick right on the front of the fender too.
It does, man.
Yeah,
It's got
I
that
just-
little
What
hemorrhoid
is that
thing.
light all
It's
about?
the
That looks
Indian
weird.
logo.
That's a prostate
thing.
button.
You mean prostate?
Yeah.
No, he said it right.
It's a prostate button.
God damn, that bike is ugly, isn't it? Wow.
It's
I don't
not
know, that
sleek
view
and
is not the
defined for
best.
sure.
I mean, it looks like the front of it's a motorcycle and the back part of it's like taken off a VW Bug or something.
I don't mind, like, I like the squareness to this Batwing fairing better than like some of the other Street Glide ones, but
You're going to have to take that off or I'm going to get us kicked off YouTube.
You guys remember those leaked photos of the Road Glide fairing where it looked way stretched out?
Yeah.
I told Dave it looked just like this from Ghostbusters 2.
What is that?
That's
That
the
is
slime in the
disturbing.
bathtub that tried to eat the baby.
Oh,
See the little changing station over there?
I thought it was Jared getting in his latex uniform.
So put up Blake Drury's comment there. He said riding in the Ozarks filed paperwork shows no difference between the 121 and 117. Any insight? I'm going to say that he's
I want to
wrong.
know. I want to know how Mike gets a hold of that stuff because there's like strict map policy with Harley
Right.
Davidson that this shit's not supposed to get out.
Right, but
And I
I'm
don't
going to
know
say
who, I don't know who's spilling the beans, but
right.
get
I'm going
big
to say
trouble.
I'm going to say he's wrong though because the motor's not the same, right? So
I mean,
like-
you can definitely see the radiator, and then
Yep.
the fucking derby cover says variable valve time. It has VVT on it.
right. So the motor's not the
So-
same. So to say that the 121 that's liquid cooled and the 117 are going to be the same, put out the same horsepower, I'm going to call bullshit on that. I don't think they're not the same motor. It's a completely different. I shouldn't say completely different. They've redesigned some features of that motor, so it can't be the same.
I'm going to say that motor, and I might get fucking a toe in the asshole for this, but I think 120, 130 horsepower is what I think that 121 is going to push right
Sure.
off the showroom.
So he said it's from Australia paperwork. Well, paperwork filed in Australia doesn't necessarily mean that that's what's going to be put out here. We know that Harley's, producing a motorcycle in China that's not going to be here either. So, I mean, I would say that it's not correct. So,
I don't know. Nobody fucking knows. That's the thing. Nobody knows. We're all fucking shooting fucking darts at a dartboard here. Nobody knows until it comes out.
Okay, so Dalton says for those of us who aren't smart, what does VVV? It's VVT. It's variable valve timing. For those of you that don't know, VVT, variable valve timing. Saddle Trap says won't outrun my bike.
Right? Won't look as cool as your bike.
No, it
No,
won't
sure
look as
no.
cool as your bike for show. I don't know.
Corey, I still owe you a phone
interested to
call,
see it.
dude. I'm sorry. I need to call him back.
Do what?
Corey called me about a week ago and I couldn't talk at the time,
Oh.
and my dumbass, forgetful self, forgot to call him back.
Dropkick
Bastard.
Southie says the 121 will sound like a Honda. I'm going to say that the motor is going to sound different, right? But I don't know that it's going to sound like a Honda. I mean, if
I
that's
don't think it'll sound. I mean, it
Why
may.
would it sound like a Honda?
well, nothing's going to sound like a Honda with two kittens fucking under a sheet. I mean,
Well, look, all stock Harley engines don't sound great.
yeah,
Right?
the M8 sounds like a sewing machine. I mean,
Yeah,
the stock
yeah.
M8s aren't the best sounding motors they've ever made.
No, you put a cam in them, they sound pretty good though.
That
They
they,
don't sound-
do.
They don't sound terrible. That's for
Yeah.
They
sure.
don't sound
do.
terrible. But they also don't sound like that fucking Iron Head either we got down there.
That's true.
That
Yeah.
motherfucker's lopey. Fucking strong.
Yes, it is.
So Dane D says internal combustion engines variable valve timing is the process of altering the timing of a valve lift event and is often used to improve performance, fuel economy, or emissions. And I would say that Harley was going for all of those, especially with the emission standards. So,
Yeah.
so there you go. Thank you, Dane D.
And Wikipedia.
And Wikipedia. Yeah.
You don't know he used Wikipedia for that. He may
You
be a
wanna-
mechanic.
I'll bet
He
you
may be
10.
a
I'll bet you
engine
10
engineer.
bucks. I'll bet you 10 bucks.
He maybe he goggled it.
Yeah.
Well, it
Maybe
probably
check out-
Wikipedia probably comes up first when you use
Maybe he
that.
checked out the goggles, or he knew it.
What the hell are you all talking about? Gargle.
Gargling. You
That.
need to get your ears checked.
Oh,
See, he said, I sure did know it.
He sure either
he
maybe
did-
he
hey,
said I
Bri,
sure
the
did,
biker's
like,
in here. What's up?
he
Bri?
googled it.
Gargled it.
Vinny Madrox, anyone think the 975 Pan Am is coming in July? No,
No.
I do not think it's coming in July.
You think they've got any other little surprises up their sleeve for the 120th in July?
Who knows, man?
Maybe they're going to make a
Just
Dirk
these.
Diggler t-shirt to go with that jacket.
That fucking jacket's terrible, dude. But you know, they
Dustin, you
need
get
a
$10.
fucking they need a fucking cheap Sportster is what they need.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. They're missing that so bad.
Yep.
Yeah. 15,000 is a lot of money to get into a Harley, I think, for the first time.
I
Yeah.
saw my name here. I got to put this up. Are you going to the Blessing of the Bikes at Knob? Any place named Knob Cross, I'm out.
Anything called Big Knob, I'm out.
Big Knob Cross, Alto Pass.
Well, it's
Knob
probably like
Cross.
half of Kentucky.
I know we're out.
Tony.
I know where Alto Pass is. It's in southern Illinois. It's beautiful country out there, though. I need to go down there sometime. Go to Garden of the Gods.
Oh, it's Bald Knob Cross, even better. Jesus.
My bad.
Bald Knob Cross.
It's so much
Good
worse.
Tony, you guys have to have some bald knobs in Kentucky, don't you?
We
what I'm
have the
saying.
Knobs, which is right across the river in Indiana.
There's a lot
And then
of
we have
strange
Big
names.
Bone Lick State Park.
Yep.
Bald Knob Cross. Is that like peeing with your friend at the same time?
What?
Playing swords?
That's crossing the streams. You don't cross the streams.
Speaking of Ghostbusters.
Tony, what you got in your pocket?
That chopper key.
No, that's keistered. That's not going anywhere.
It's been keistered.
Is it in your vault?
It's in his prison wallet.
Yeah.
So if
It's in
any
the prison wallet. It's nice and safe.
and warm.
Nice.
And more. Jesus. It's no longer a key. Now it's just a lump of metal.
It's perfect. 98.6. Anyway,
By the time we give it away, it'll be a diamond.
Jesus.
Bonus, go buy more tickets. So maybe it doesn't know what we're talking about. We are currently raffling off this motorcycle for Autism Society of America. Tickets are on sale right now at 5dirtybikers.com. Go there and buy a ticket for $25 or buy as many as you want. This thing is badass.
Yes,
It
it
is
is.
badass.
And while we're at it, we want to thank all of these people.
Oh, that's much easier.
Yep. All these people contributed, helped with the bike build, so thank you all. Plus, Mr. Fernando Palacios up in Northern Illinois, who donated the bike to the project.
Blake also wants to not forget to thank the Beaver Lick with the KY.
Beaver Lick KY.
Oh, Beaver
There's a lot
Lick,
going on
yes.
there.
Beaver Lick, Kentucky. That's right next to Big Bone Lake.
It is.
So here's something I thought about too. Drop kick Southie.
Oh, this is good.
Custom dynamic. I was thinking about this when I saw the photos.
No, everybody's going to bitch about the lights, saying
No,
they're not
no.
bright enough.
Hang on. Do you obviously Harley doesn't make their own lights. What are the odds with all this new flashy lighting and everything and LEDs, Custom Dynamics or Ciro's making the lights for them?
I'm going to say 0.0% chance.
Yeah, I'm going to say 0%
think?
on that one.
Yeah. Yeah,
Who do you
I don't think they would.
work with then.
I think they have. I think they have vendors that are not in this country.
Yeah.
Well,
That
I mean,
made that light- that made that
Ciro
lighting.
and Custom Dynamics don't make their shit in this country, so
Well, you're not wrong, I would guess, but
it just
I
seems
don't-
like it would be. I was just thinking it would be smart for them to partner with somebody to that already has this stuff nailed.
well, you'd think
Really?
it would, right? Because then they could do replacement parts, or they could do you could do the plug and play system to make those lights turn a whole bunch of different colors and all that kind of shit. That's going to be what's right around the corner for these bikes. Is Custom Dynamics is going to have some sort of plug and play situation. That they're going to be able to change all the colors of those lights, which would be super fucking dope if you ask me.
Yep.
Right? But I mean, everything's moving that way anyway, right? So Custom Dynamics has to move with the flow of these companies because everybody's going to be moving towards some type of LED situation. So
Mark, are you agreeing with me that you think that's a possibility?
I don't. I mean, why would they want to sell their product? I guess I don't know. It seems like it would be more profitable on the back end at full
Right.
retail.
right. You'd think so.
You would think, but
Because-
then again, I don't know.
But you're talking volume, commitment. There's all kinds of stuff on that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I
Well,
don't know. But
I'll
I
tell
know
you one
everybody will bitch to say they're not bright enough when they come out.
I'll tell you one thing, they'd have to sign an NDA, and even if either one of those two companies did partner with them, they're never going to be allowed to say that they are.
Yeah, but you'll know. I mean, I've got Custom Dynamics on my bike, and the least awesome light on my Road Glide is the headlight. I mean, you can tell a stark difference even with just the turn signals and stuff between.
Well, I
Custom
had the
Dynamics
LED
and Harley's
headlight on
providing.
mine, and it sucked. From the
Sounds
factory.
like
Yeah.
you need to replace that headlight. Dick.
I do. Yeah, it bothers me every time I look at it, but money.
You're afraid to get in there and replace it, aren't you? On that big ass fairing. Yeah.
I'm a little. I am. I'll admit it.
Hesitation was strong.
I'll admit
Yeah.
it. I am. I have not taken the fairing apart yet.
Yeah.
I'm a little iffy on that. Not mechanically. It's just I don't trust myself.
I'd have pieces laying all over my garage floor already. I'd have taken that thing apart.
Yeah.
Drop it once and
I'd have had a
cry forever.
Dremel in that motherfucker. Gremlin. I would have had new lights in that motherfucker.
Well,
Let's see. We got any? I've been trying to keep up with the comments, but I suck at it. Let's see. But no, they're going to be cool. I want to see what trickles down
yeah.
because these aren't in reach of most people, man.
Yeah.
They're going to be fucking crazy expensive.
Yeah. You're not wrong. So you don't think do you think that they're going to leave this motor platform and all of the lighting features and everything and the redesign of these fairings? Do you think they're going to keep them exclusive to the CVOs?
No, dude. Next year
I
they'll
don't
be on the
know.
they'll be on the standard.
They'll be
You
at
think so?
a lower finish
Yeah.
level.
Oh yeah, lower
Become a
finish
jet, yeah.
level.
But, I mean,
yeah,
once you go with that form factor, right?
It's
Why are
cheaper,
you going to
yeah.
keep tooling to do two different form factors?
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah,
Because
it's
then,
cheaper to
then
stay with
again,
one.
you have the special, and then you have the base. It's if they keep the 107 on the touring.
So what do you
platform.
think would be different on those lower models?
Lights
then?
would
The
be
lights
lower
wouldn't
level.
be in there, or just
Lighting
cheaper?
and paint.
Yeah.
Lighting and paint.
Yeah.
And
You think
maybe
they
you got to
won't put
pay
the lights
extra
in,
for
or
the
it'll just be
mechanical windshield.
Oh, oh yeah, that was one of the things you guys didn't mention that yet. I forgot about that.
What?
The mechanical windshield. It'll be
windshield.
interesting to see how that works. I've
Yeah.
tested the one or tried the one on the Indian. It's kind of slick. I don't know.
Well, that
what-
one on the Indian looks like a dick. It's terrible.
Well, I've
one
actually never
did.
seen one like that looked like that picture that Dustin brought up.
It was
Maybe
just
it was some
that
kinda
the windshields. The
aftermarket.
windshields are adjustable, and that's probably pushed all the way up.
That looks like it's pushed out.
That looks terrible.
That's what
just
she
up.
said.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
embarrassing.
That looks
down.
like it looks like one of those old Road King and
Oh yeah, it looks like a
Whatever
Road
model.
King window inside
Yeah.
of the inside of that fairing. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not
Yeah.
wrong. Yeah. Dropkick Southie says no one has mentioned the 12-inch screen on the inside of the fairing. If you're not talking about the 12 inches, it's not hitting bottom. That's all I gotta
are
say.
they moving? Well, here's the thing I want to know: are they going to replace that fucked up Boom GTS thing and go to something that supports industry standards on communications?
You mean
Is that
you just wanted to make sure
proprietary
it connects your
bullshit?
Apple iPlay, your Apple?
My Cardo, like it should be able to connect to any Bluetooth. That
Oh.
whole proprietary. That's the thing that I hate about my Road Glide.
Nope. I'm
is
gonna
that
say no to that.
proprietary fucking radio.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no to that.
Even that one. What's that company? That audio company, Volunteer Audio. They're touting that new SoundStream HD whatever, and how it's great, and it's got all this shit, and it's got all these gauges, and it's got all. Can you connect a simple Bluetooth to it? No, because they didn't license the Bluetooth stack, just like Harley. Stupid.
Right. My Done Life says if I had bought a 120 anniversary bike, I'd be pissed that they released this.
I don't know.
I
think
think
that's-
that's a
the
big
paint
price
on the
difference, though.
anniversary is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different situation, right? They've always done this with anniversary bikes and put out a special paint scheme that's unique to those bikes. They've done it, going all the way back to the 100th, right? When it had the silver and black and the different emblem. So that's not a new thing for them. So Dalton S says I never hit bottom. Well, dude, you're not working with what you should be then, buddy. Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. Yeah, Matt, I agree with you. From what I understand, SoundStream makes a really good audio head unit, but again, it's the head units today are about more than just the sound. And that in what is it, 2023? The fact it doesn't support just Bluetooth standards is stupid.
Well, don't you want to turn your radio up so everybody can hear it when you pull it up at the light? Why not? And
No.
rev your motor.
Because I'm not a dick.
Oh, I mean, only if you're playing Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
Then you turn it up as
Or
loud as you can.
Voltbeat.
Or Nelly, right? Nelly's the other thing. You gotta blast Nelly as loud as you can.
So do you even use your onboard stuff, Percy, or do you just use your Cardo?
You mean the speakers?
Yeah.
Very, very rarely. If I'm out washing the bike or something, but I'm not, when I was 16 years old, I would blast the shit out of my stereo because I was a dick in my car. I'm not 16 anymore.
So the other day I was at the dealership, man, this guy got on his bike and he turned that motherfucker on. And I mean, you couldn't even hear the exhaust. The fucking radio was so loud on it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's I don't know.
Well,
I
because he
don't
was
even-
trying to
Hey,
hear
Tony,
the radio,
just-
not the exhaust.
Just a question, and maybe you saw or didn't see. Did he have bedazzled jeans on?
I didn't notice because
Yeah.
I was holding my ears from the fucking radio.
That's
Well,
usually a pretty good indication that the radio is going to be too loud is when they get off and they have bedazzled jeans on. If there were bedazzled jeans and an Affliction shirt, you can guarantee that their stereo is going to be too
The
loud.
stereo's going to be up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's for sure.
You guys remember that fucker at Hogs and Frogs when we were doing the bike, judging the bikes that had that loud ass like 20,000 speaker bike that he was blasting when we walked up?
I don't remember.
I just
I was
kept
in the
walking.
middle of a heat stroke.
You weren't there.
You weren't there.
Oh, that's true. You
It
weren't
was at
there.
Hogs
Oh.
and Frogs.
What about FDVM?
Yeah.
This guy was a pain in the ass. I just walked by when we were judging bikes. He's like, anything you want to see? I'm like, no. Just kept walking. You got
Matt
no
Garlock.
rating for me.
Put Matt Garlock's comment up there. That's hilarious. Sadly, it has to be integrated into the BCM. All HD radios have "Hot in Here" by Nelly, "Wanted Dead or Alive" and Kenny Chesney of your choice, programmed from the factory.
It's a solid lineup.
Oof. Matt Garlock says, "Ryan, I feel attacked." Matt, I know for a fact that you do not have any bedazzled jeans and Affliction shirts. God damn it. He feels attacked.
No, Chris, I'm 38. Thanks for asking.
Times
Dog
two.
years.
Squared. 16 squared.
I'm impressed you know math, Tony.
A little bit.
Oh.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Use it every day.
Somebody cue up the Clint Eastwood music. It's about to get raw in here.
Tell you what, Tony knows real well: a tape measure from 1 to 3 inches.
That's right. And measure twice, stroke once.
Oh,
2 pumps and a twist, I'm out.
So if you got questions for the 5, please leave them in the side chat. We will gladly answer just about anything.
For sure.
And thank you all you guys for listening to the episode with JP Cycles
Patrick.
last week.
Patrick.
Patrick, yeah, that was a good
Great
one.
guest, man. Good dude.
Yeah.
We had
Yeah.
good numbers on that. A lot of people listened to that,
That was a great.
that episode.
It was a great guest. He was.
He was one of the
he was
easiest
good,
guests
yeah.
I think ever.
Oh yeah.
I mean, everything was just really smooth.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yep. So if you guys haven't already, join Patreon, and if there's up in the question section of Patreon, if you guys have specific guests that you'd like to see us on the show, get on the show, you can always put that information up there. But do me one favor. If you request a guest that we've already had on, go listen to the fucking episode that guest was on.
Well, wait a minute, maybe they did and they really like the
Maybe
guest,
they need
and they just
a
want the
part
guest
part
back.
due.
I mean, we had Gorilla
Yeah.
Biker on for the second time
twice.
We did, and there will be guests that we could have on again. There'll
mean,
be
some
guests
of
that
the-
we may never have on again.
You know, some of those guests were 4 years ago.
They're at least as old as Dave now.
Yeah.
Moto Mortician wants to know if I ordered it in my head pipe yet. That motherfucker's getting me to spend my money. No, I have not ordered it yet. He ordered a badass pipe for his, by the way, right off of Fuel Moto. Is it called the Jackpot? I think is what it's called. It's a
What are we talking about here?
Just
2-in-1
recently?
head pipe.
Just
What's that?
recently?
Yeah, I think he just put a
Mark
picture up
did.
that he made the
He
change.
posted up in our wrenching section of our Discord, and I think it's called the Jackpot is what it is, and that was pretty awesome. You get it, and all the tabs and everything fit your stock heat shield, so it's just a head pipe from Fuel Moto, and it's a damn good one.
People want to see Pro Monkey and Shade Tree again.
Yeah,
We
Yeah,
need to have
that's what I
Shade
see.
Tree on again. It's been a long time.
yeah, it has been a long time since we've had.
He's been on twice too.
Josh on.
Once
Yeah.
with Maxwell. We need to see what
Yeah.
Maxwell's doing and get him back on here.
Yeah,
Dude,
dude.
that-
I think
that would
he's
be fun.
working.
Yeah, that guy. He is
He's
busy.
putting in time.
You know, we should have Monkey back on as we get closer to our big Sturgis ride, Ryan,
Yeah.
Yeah,
because I'm sure he's going. Can
Yeah,
kinda
he is
he
going.
he goes
compare
every year.
notes and
Yeah.
Matt Garlock said Adam Sandoval. Adam's going to be pretty
Yes.
busy most of the
Yeah,
summer.
Adam's going to be pretty busy, but
Yeah,
he is a
he's-
good dude.
Yeah,
He
he's
is,
gone.
yeah.
He's pretty much gone until the 120th, and then he's gonna go home. He's out there putting on miles now. I'll see him on the 9th of June. It's coming to our
The big
dealership.
dick energy
well,
koozie.
Big Doc. He wants Big Doc energy.
Yeah.
Big
koozie.
cock energy.
This is a good one. Vinny Madrox says Brandon Biasco. I hope I pronounced his last name right.
Picasso.
Picasso. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, we
See,
should. We should get him on.
Yeah,
but-
yeah. He does do some pretty cool shit.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Let it go, Tony. Tony,
You
let it
you
go.
Tony read it.
Yeah, Tony just read the last
I'm
part.
not
Saw
going to
my-
say anything.
Saw the I word.
Tony will not be able to make it that night.
No, I'm out. There's
He's
no
gonna
reason.
he's gonna
to
trim
have
his
it.
he's gonna trim his
Internet
internet
problem.
line that night.
Yeah, he's gonna chop the shit. I'm not going on.
I tell you what, I don't know who all here experienced these gusty ass winds today, but they were bad.
We had them here too. I mean, I don't think we
Yeah.
had them as bad as you, but we had like 40, 45 mile an hour gusts.
Well,
I
they were
think,
north
today.
of 50, and they were like consistent. There wasn't a break, and it caused a huge accident, which closed off about 5 exits on I-55.
Wow.
You guys had a fucking dust storm, didn't you?
Well, the farmers were out in the field because it's time to plant, and they were kicking up all this dust that pretty much drummed up a big dust storm. And
Fucking
there was
dust storm.
there was no
Talking about Clint
visibility.
Eastwood shit.
There was no visibility on I-55, and there was like multi car accidents, for 18-wheelers and everything. There were a lot of people that were carted to Springfield, and they got full, so they ended up coming to the hospitals down here.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, there's some people that didn't
That's
make
fucking
it.
crazy.
A lot of
Is
people are
Ryan
critically
pissing
injured.
again?
Yeah,
Yes.
he is. He's
Doc Harley. That yeah, I'd like to. I'd like to get.
is
Doc
that Doc
Harley, huh?
Harley? And is he
Yeah.
is Doc out of Connecticut?
I didn't know he's out of Connecticut, but yeah, he. I'd like to get him on.
Yeah, like he would be
That's a
fascinating.
good suggestion. That,
Thank you, Mr.
Yeah, I
Tiger
mean-
Ward.
He's at least as old as you guys, isn't he?
you know, Ryan just likes to talk about our age
I
because he
know.
has a little
You know,
dick.
you know the
Touche.
I was gonna say the only thing older than us, Tony, are Ryan's jokes.
Oh,
Oh, Dave. It's like a bad dad joke, Dave. That's like saying you're the one with the hard candy shell.
The fuck does that even mean?
Oh man. You haven't seen that movie, Dave?
What
I think
movie?
is it Black Sheep? Is that where it's from,
yep.
Dustin?
Black
Black
Sheep or Tommy Boy, one of the two.
Tommy
I don't-
Boy.
I've
David
seen them both. I don't
David
remember
Spade
that.
spills the peanut M&Ms inside the vent of his car when they're driving, and then he says, "You're the one with the hard candy shell." Anyway,
Yeah, I don't
watch the
remember that.
movie. Watch
I've
the
seen
movie.
it a couple of times. I don't remember that scene.
Yeah,
Maybe I
That
was
happens
taking a
with
pee
age,
because
too.
my bladder was so small, like Mr. Ryan's.
it could be. I think it's it probably what happened was that you got stuck on the scene where Rob Lowe got his shirt ripped off and that little thing there. And you were stuck on pause right there. So
I agree with you, Dalton.
So anyway,
Wait a
we've
minute,
had the
that was
honorary
the
one
wrong
on.
one.
yep, we had the honorary one on there.
We've
Yep.
had him on. He was fun too.
Him and
Yeah.
the squaw. Yep.
Yeah.
Go back and
That's-
check out that. Go
That's
back
what I
and
meant to
check
click
out
on.
that episode because the honorary one was 3 sheets to the wind and not even a drop sober.
And it kept getting worse.
Yeah, it
As
got
the
worse. All right.
podcast went on.
It got worse. All right. Yeah.
But no, he was a lot of fun.
We
let
haven't
me
had
see.
Heather on, have we?
No. And I don't know that she would come on, to be honest with you, Chris. Heather is kind of shy when it comes to podcasts and live streams. So
I remember when
don't-
she joined the Discord. She and I talked for, I think, like an hour because she was
Yeah, I
starting her
think I've
YouTube
talked with
channel
her.
about cameras and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, Heather's nice.
And no, we have not had Meg on either.
No. trying to look here to see.
Yep. Chad says Doc is from South Carolina.
South
Okay.
Carolina.
So there must be two Docs. There's a Doc and a doctor.
Doc Holiday. Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
Doc's in St. Louis too. Doc's Harley-Davidson.
We've had on Bikes and Beards, haven't we?
No.
No,
No?
I don't think
we've had
so.
No,
Baggers and Brews. We've had
Baggers
Baggers
and
and
Brews.
Brews,
There
yeah.
we go.
Go to Jeff Hunt's comment there. He says, what's everyone's thought on when you should upgrade your bike to a newer one, from a twin cam to an M8, etc.?
I think every year is a good
Yeah. Did you get a bonus this year?
pacing.
Hmm.
I
Dude,
don't think there's like a easy answer for that. I mean, everyone will want to upgrade at different times.
I
Yeah,
think
I
if you
think
love
so,
your
too.
bike, don't upgrade it. Keep it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right? I mean, I don't think that there's a necessity. If there's something wrong with your bike, or you want more power or more refinement or whatever, upgrade. But I don't think there is a hard and fast rule of when you should upgrade, right? I mean, obviously technology is changing, and there's a significant difference between a twin cam and an M8 in terms of how refined the motor is and how it runs, even just at idle. I mean, you can see it. You sit next to a twin cam and you can't even look in the mirrors at idle.
Yeah.
No.
So
It all
there-
depends
I
on what
think
you
you-
like too, man. Some people,
Yeah.
a lot of people like that because
Yeah,
they,
some-
Yeah.
you know,
some
I
people
think
do,
you upgrade when your current bike doesn't tickle your fancy anymore.
right?
Yeah.
Or tickle your
Right.
balls,
Outgrow
whatever
it.
you're.
Or your current bike doesn't do what you need it to do for like the style of riding you want to do.
Right. Yep.
there you
Dave realized he needed to move from the inferior Softail platform to a touring bike.
Oh God. It's so horrible. Miss my fat Bob.
Hmm. Do you think your fat Bob misses you, Dave?
I know she does. I know she does.
Why?
Nobody rides her like I rode her.
When
Oh,
you talk
Jesus
when you
Christ.
talk in that deep like voice like that, it gets a little bit fucking creepy, Dave. I'm
go.
just saying.
It gets really creepy.
He's
I'm
like
uncomfortable right now.
I feel very uncomfortable
Let's
right
go
now.
for a ride, baby.
Jesus.
Somebody,
Oh my God.
somebody mute. Somebody
Don't
mute
do
her.
that again.
There's a reason why he had 5 exhaust pipes on that bike in 2 years.
I'm gonna climb on and we're gonna go.
And he burned
God.
his lips on him. I'll tell you what he did. Burned his lips on each one of those pairs of exhaust pipes.
Lord. We've just been demonetized and kicked off of YouTube.
Yep.
This sick bastard.
Go ahead, let me throw a leg over you.
Jesus. God damn it.
Time to kick him off.
Somebody silence that fucking guy.
Somebody put the silencer on it.
Brittany's not gonna be able to sleep tonight.
She's like-
she's gonna flap.
She's like, my grandpa just made me feel uncomfortable.
Oh. Gross.
Low country Harley, yeah.
Ooh.
No,
There you
Doc
go.
Harley's got good videos, man.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah, Matt. Next time we ride together, Matt.
I'm gonna have to
Oh,
listen in my
God.
Cardo to Percy seducing his motorcycle.
Motorcycle.
Yeah.
Seducing it.
let's hit this curve hard.
Twist the throttle. and leave it.
Oh.
I'm heading to the dentist. I'm going to get all my teeth knocked
This
out.
is not ASMR.
He's like gonna connect all our Cardos, so like porn music's playing on all of them. And he's just gonna
Oh.
He's going to show up in that Dirk Diggler jacket. Is what's going to happen.
We had 64 people in our chat like 2 seconds ago. And now there's
Yeah,
47.
now they're all gone.
People just dropping like flies.
We're gonna go to Twitch and get one of those apartment tub
Here you
things. There
That
we
was
go.
very
Vinny
oh,
says
dick
Percy
energy.
has old dick energy.
Don't knock it, brother.
Don't knock it.
Guys, it might fall off if you knock it.
Oh, that's funny.
kickstart that old girl. Ugh.
Jesus, let's go to something else, man. This,
Somebody change the topic.
yeah, somebody change it. Things got me feeling a little funny.
Well, we can go back to this. I agree with Matt. Why get rid of your old bike? Just keep it and get another one.
If you don't have garage space,
Yeah.
That is a true problem.
that's
Brittany,
a problem.
you don't ride that old bike.
Not right now. Nope.
When's the last time you rode that bike?
I don't remember.
Exactly.
I rode it once this year.
You'd go, you hit that start button, and motherfucker go.
Oh, we got it on the charger.
Somebody else could get some enjoyment out of this. Some like
Yeah,
unfed little
Jared rides it when
kid
I
in a
don't
Chinese
ride it.
factory would enjoy that bike.
Next raffle bike right there.
So that's Jared's
Just-
a kid in a Chinese factory? Is that what you just said?
No, I'm just
Hit
saying,
that
some
fucking thing.
unfed
It's like
kid,
a hot
you know.
fart.
A what?
Just
Moto Mortician says this got dark quick.
it sure did.
Ugh.
Vinny Madrick says hashtag it should have been the giveaway chopper. Dude, we tried. We
We
tried
did.
before we got one.
Screw
She
you
wouldn't give it
all.
up.
And she
I don't
wouldn't.
have that kind of money. Jeez.
She wouldn't give it up.
She wouldn't
That
give it
kind of
up.
money. You kept it. So obviously you have that kind of money.
No.
She was not coming off of it. She'd rather let it
No.
rust in the garage.
It's not rusting. I would never treat my motorcycle that way.
Robert Carter says I normally listen on Apple Podcasts at 1.5 speed. Now I know why.
Yeah,
So
you got to get through some of it quick, man.
Jeff Hunt says, say you have a bagger. What style of bike would you get to zip around town on? Easy, FXR.
Fat Bob.
Done. FXR.
One I have.
FXR.
The
Fat
one I
Bob.
have.
Well, but he said, say you have a bagger.
Oh, so we don't count?
No, we
No.
don't count.
No, you guys do because you have a bagger.
Mm-hmm.
You have a bagger
It's
already.
a baby bagger,
They got a mini bagger,
Right.
Well, I already have a Sportster for that. So.
but you don't ride it
but you don't ride it.
Right.
anywhere.
It's going to be hashtag the
Well, if I
next
was gonna
giveaway
zip around
chopper.
town, I would probably take the Sportster, but I don't generally zip around town.
I think the FXR would be badass to have. zip
Yeah,
around
I would
town.
agree with that.
Tony is going to he's going to be buying an FXR this year, I predict.
I probably am.
Hey, Vinny, have you ridden the Indian Sport Chief? Is that one they released last year? I can't keep their
I think
models
it
straight.
is. No, I
Yeah,
think
that's
you're right.
the fucking the Indian Sport Chief is the lowrider S.
The lowrider S
The
of
copycat,
Indians. Yeah.
I thought, what's the one they released last year that I test rode? That smaller one.
The piece of shit.
No, I wasn't a piece
POS?
of shit. Was it a
FXR.
dark horse or
Did you ride the FTR?
no? I think it was like the dark something horse or chief. That's the problem with their model names, dude. They're all the
Well,
same.
it's,
But that,
at least it's not, to their credit, it's not the VTX 5X.
yeah, but
Those
that
are hard to
Indian,
keep straight.
that Indian that I rode was, man, that thing got up and went. That was a fun little bike.
Mm-hmm. ND Harley Rider says, Grom, if you guys have any of you have seen Nick, Nick would be a sight to see on a Grom.
Yeah,
Tony's ridden a Grom.
I've ridden a Grom.
It looked like
They're
a bagger
fun.
when he was on.
I've ridden a Grom.
Tony sits down on a Grom and he can still swing his legs.
Yep.
You
That
guys need to
fucker's
see
tall,
the new.
dude. It's a fucking tall bike.
Jesus
I
Christ.
just cannot. Groms are not tall.
They have a
book of
32
matches
inch
is
seat
tall
over.
for
They have a
Tony.
32 or 33 inch seat height on them. They're tall.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
shit.
I've never sat on one.
Huh.
Have you guys have
Ryan,
seen the
didn't
new
you sit on
monkey?
one when we went to Missouri?
I walked over it. Don't you remember?
Well, that's fucking Ryan. Goddamn 7'2".
I walked over it from the bars all the way to the back seat. I was like,
What
oh,
is
that's
your
a Grom?
inseam, Ryan? Like 60 inches?
No, my dick's 60 inches.
Jesus.
That's right, Mark. Thanks for reminding me.
What?
Did you see what it says? You wrote a dark whore last year.
Can't imagine what he said to that thing.
If he was
Oh,
trying to say
God,
horse,
don't
he
get
got
him
that
started.
spelled wrong.
I don't know.
Oh boy.
My only question is, did she have teeth?
Oh God.
So Jay's trying to bring us back to something rational that people are interested in,
What's that?
and ask. Well, somebody just took it off.
Right, that's a shot of you.
60 millimeters. Yeah. You might not be wrong.
That's still almost
still
6
hell-
inches.
yeah, it's still a hell of a dick.
impressive. I mean, fuck.
So
This is
Jay's asking the Rev Max runs higher RPMs. Do you think the liquid cooled M8 will do the same?
I don't know. I asked that earlier, Jay.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's gonna have a little bit higher rev limit on it. I don't know. We'll have to see.
I'm interested to know if, because I've heard this from a few people that have owned the Pan America and have ridden the Pan America that said that motor still runs very hot. I would like to see how this 121 is going to run for temperature, being how it's a liquid cooled M8 versus the Pan America, which is obviously a completely different platform. So I'd be super interested to see if that motor runs significantly cooler.
It'll be interesting.
Well,
And I wonder-
it's fucking water cooled.
Hey,
Well,
Ryan,
and I'm wondering,
87 Ricer's talking about you in the chat.
That's what I thought when I read that.
Ryan, get your wig.
So I have another question too. If you look at the front of those new bikes, pull that picture up again, Dustin, because I'm curious about something. So at the very bottom, you can see that there is, or you can see that there's a water
Radiator.
a radiator. But the bottom part of that bike, do you think that they replaced? Because mine has that same thing at the bottom, but that's where the oil cooler is at to oil cool the heads. Do you think that it has the radiator and the oil cooled heads at the same time?
That's what
No.
Jared was thinking. That maybe it's water and oil.
Well, they already have a water and oil.
Huh?
They already have a water and an oil cooled M8.
Oh,
The electric
okay.
glide?
Yeah. So I'm thinking this is 100% water cooled is what I'm thinking.
I gotcha.
It's what I'm thinking. I mean, I don't know. And like I said, nobody really knows until they're going to release the fucking thing. But
Right.
because they really didn't, show us these fucking pictures. I don't know.
No, it's piss poor
Yeah, there's
lighting on
not-
these shots. You
Yeah.
can't see all the detail.
Done on
Yeah.
purpose.
You think?
A little bit. A little bit.
Hey, do you think those pipes are the black chrome? Because they sure look like them.
Dude, they
Them
do look like
motherfuckers.
it.
These
and that would
fucking,
be
I tell you,
cool.
this fucking picture's black and white. God damn it. I'm telling you, the bike's probably fucking purple.
Don't
Tony,
they
there's
do
blue
black
in the
chrome?
lighty, in the lighty. There's
Don't
no
they
way it's
do
black and white.
What?
Black chrome on all the CVOs now?
I didn't think so.
That's a good question, Dave. I'm not even sure.
I think all the ones I've seen, like this last year, because I the ones off, at least off the CVO that I was looking at, I was tempted to put on my bike until I saw the price.
I'll tell you what, $60,000, you can suck a dick.
Well, they're going to start leasing these things soon because nobody can afford to finance one
Yeah.
outright.
I'm going
Oh,
to
you think so? You think leasing a Harley is going to be right around the
If
corner?
there's a way to make money, yes. I mean, they're getting too expensive, man.
Dude, $60,000 is a lot of fucking money for a motorcycle.
Yeah,
Now,
but do you
you-
think
For a
you do
fucking
think so?
motorcycle.
I
The
get
one
it.
thing though is you do have these people that constantly already have motorcycle payments, right? They
Right.
don't pay a bike off before they're into another bike.
Right.
Yeah,
And
but
they
I mean, a
refinance
fucking
the balance from the other
$60,000
bike.
payment, $60,000. I mean,
It's about
fuck, you're
$800
looking
a
at
month.
like a $700-800 a month fucking
$800 a month.
motorcycle payment.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. Well, not if you lease it. If you lease it, it's less. But then you got to finance the balance in 3 or 4 years, whatever the term is.
Yeah.
Who would lease it though? That means you have to leave it stock. And no one does that.
It
Yeah, do
depends.
people lease motorcycles? I've never
Not right. I
heard
don't
of
think
Not-
anybody
not
does
yet.
right now. I'm just saying you're going to reach a price
A point
point
where people can't
you
afford to
have
buy
to.
them.
If you want to continue at the same volume that you're selling now, you've got to come up with something more creative than finance the thing for 10 fucking years.
My Done Life says lease guarantees low mileage. Used bikes make you buy one every 2 to 3 years. Dude,
Yep.
anybody that buys those CVOs, somebody already mentioned it. They don't ride them anyway.
Yeah.
So
Nobody's going to change anything on a CVO, are they? I mean, do people modify those fucking things?
I don't think the first few
There's
years.
not a whole
I
lot
think
you need to.
Yeah.
you see them modified after a few years. I've seen a few of those Mako painted road glides that have different pipes on them, and they've taken the speakers out and have standard bag tops on them and some things like that to make it more of a performance bagger versus with all the CVO accoutrements on it. But
So in addition to what my Dunlife's saying here about keeping the mileage low, the other thing to consider is if you lease, you got a $60,000 bike, if you lease it and you've got 3 years or 4 years warranty included, right? You're not going to do that much to the bike anyway to keep the warranty. So it just makes sense, especially for people that constantly have payments and just go from bike to bike.
So we do have an 18 CVO at the dealership that's got almost 31,000 miles on it. So they rode that.
How much?
Almost 31,000. It's an 18.
I'd have to think that's an outlier, man. I mean, I don't know. I see way too many bikes that get turned in after 2 years or 3 years even, and they haven't even broken 10,000 miles.
Yeah, we got another that's got a little over 9,200, and it's a 19.
Jesus Christ.
They're nice though.
I can't see that.
We got the beard in here, guys.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah,
Nice.
he said Austin CVO Road King completely modified. I guess I don't know. I have seen that one.
Hey, Chris, what I want to know is how many street corners are you standing on where you see Ryan across the street?
What do you say? Do you understand how many street corners I have to stand on for 60K? F that.
Dude, I mean, 60,000 for a motorcycle is fucking crazy money, dude.
My Den Life says my 2011 CVO had 34K when I bought it a few months ago. A 2011 hardly quantifies as a CVO anymore. All the technology has changed 4 times since then.
What?
Right, 2011. My Den Life says my 2011 CVO had 34,000 miles when I bought it a few months ago. I said a 2011 CVO hardly qualifies as a CVO anymore. The technology has changed 4 times since then.
It's still going to carry a premium just because
It's
it's
still
CVO.
considered a CVO.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a limited amount of them made.
Yeah,
Well, there wasn't.
but I
that
mean,
much.
the 2011 CVO would have had Screaming Eagle parts on it, probably, right?
Twin
So
cam. Yeah.
what's that?
Be a twin cam, wouldn't it?
A twin cam. Yep, it'd be a twin cam for sure.
But I mean, so this is just another data point from what I've been saying, right? That's an old ass bike, 12 years, and you've only got 34,000 miles on it. That's not a lot of miles.
No, not at all. Right. I mean, I have more miles on my 2017. So
Yeah, I did 25,000 in 2 years.
What's considered high mileage on an M8? Does anybody know?
From what I understand, that the average rider is riding between 2,000 and 5,000 miles a year on their bike, and the upper end 5,000 is starting to get into people that are putting good miles on their bike. 5 would be high. Average rider is still around probably that 2 to 4 mark.
No, but what I was talking about, at what point do you look at an M8 and go, that's a lot of miles. It's probably going to need some work.
I don't know.
100,
Kenny just traded his Heritage back in, and his was a 2019, I believe, because mine was a 17. I think his was a 19, and he had over 40,000 on his bike.
So I know when I traded in my Fat Bob, I had 25,000 miles on it. It was 2 years old, and I was told that's from a dealer perspective on trade and asking price that was high mileage.
That was high mileage. Because I'm curious, because the M8's been out, what now, 5 years?
17.
But when do you technically expect to have to rebuild?
Yeah, so I mean, it's been out 5 or
6.
6. What, 6 years? 6 years is the motor's been out. So there's really no bike out there that's crazy miles yet. I mean, I imagine there's a few, But I
Yeah.
just wonder what the life expectancy of an M8 is. I mean,
So
is it
if you-
60, 80, 100,000?
So have you guys heard of Hopper? He's the guy that put on 100,000 miles in 100 days. So he went and bought a brand new,
He did what?
Yeah.
100,000 miles in 100 days.
Yeah,
He was
I
raising
read
money.
something about that.
He was raising money for charity. He went out and bought a brand new road glide, and he rode 100,000 miles in 100 days.
Okay.
So, and that was including doing all his tune-ups while he was on the road at the whole 9 yards. Right? He's still riding that bike, and it still has a shit ton. It has a shit ton of miles on it. So, I think that it all depends on the performance of the motor. If you keep up with all the tuning and you change your spark plugs.
Yeah, well, I mean but I mean over time, seals fucking wear and
Yeah,
You
but
know-
that's like general maintenance, really.
not in the cylinders, not your rings and shit. All that stuff wears over time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And don't you think, I mean, there are people that have had gasket blowouts in the first 10,000 miles that they own their bike. Right. So I think it's a machine. So I don't think that there's a hard and fast rule that says at 100K, you got to replace your top end. I think if your top
Well,
end's
no,
fucked,
I
you
just
got to.
didn't know if they had a reference, because some
Right.
motors last longer than others. You know what I mean?
Dude, there is probably sitting in people's garages, brand new parts that have just been taken off of a motorcycle and never even had miles put on them, and then put in a box somewhere.
I got a whole garage full of those.
Yeah.
Right?
I got a whole garage full of those.
Hey,
motherfuckers.
Brittany, I think you've got a fan.
I see that.
That's all you got to say?
What am I supposed to say?
I don't know.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
There you go.
Say thank you. Yeah,
Little
see how
courtesy.
awesome that is.
It
Just
is
wink and
nice.
flap a little bit.
I cannot flap my eyelid.
You're saying that.
Probably look like I would have a stroke.
You told us you had a flapper before we started recording tonight.
No, Tony said that I had a flapper.
You said you had a bad flap.
All right, so we're over an hour and 10 minutes in. So just everybody's wrap up thoughts. What do you think overall? Which one do you like better? And
I like the Road Glide.
Road Glide, okay.
Yeah. I'm
I mean,
Road
I
Glide.
still like the Road Glide better. I just
Sure.
don't like the Batwing fairing very much.
If I had to buy one of the two, I would buy the Road Glide. But what do I think looks better? I think the Street Glide. I think the Road Glide with that design has a little too much volume in it. It's a
He
little
said the
fat.
volume's
You know
too
that
much.
the fairing on the Road Glide now reminds me of the ST fairing.
Oh yeah, this new fairing does.
But
have
at
a
least
little,
on
Oh,
this,
it
at
kind
least
of
on-
does.
at
Yeah.
least on this, the headlight isn't swallowed. There's more of it. So it's going
Right.
to light up the road better. That ST, I don't even know how that thing even works.
Did you say swallowed?
Mhm,
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
he did. Yep.
Okay.
So I would say for myself, I've pretty much hated all the Street Glides because I'm not a fan of the Batwing fairing. So I prefer the Road Glide, but this is the first Street Glide I can honestly say that I would rock that bike in a hot second. I think both of these bikes are badass.
I think the thing
I really like them.
I think the thing with the Street Glide is it looks like a modern take on a traditional design.
it does.
You know, the Road
really
Glide,
does.
I don't get that vibe from. But
Yeah.
the Street Glide looks like an evolution
Yeah, it
with
does.
the throwback hint.
Yeah, it does. I would agree with that. I think the Street Glide looks like it's been updated more, and so I would agree with Dave's. I would agree with Dave's assessment. I might like the Street Glide better, to be honest with you. I don't know.
I've got my ticket in that bucket. I'm Street Glide on this one.
All right. Which one rides better, though, is the question.
Well, I was going to say I'm pretty sure the Street Glide. I'm going to assume it's still a frame-mounted fairing. I'm sorry,
the Road Glide.
The Road Glide. Yeah, the frame-mounted fairing is
fork-mounted
Oh, yeah.
fairing.
Yeah.
Right. If they would change that, I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
You know, I just don't like after my.
That's a lot of
experience,
fairing
I don't like
Well,
on the
fairing on the
bars,
fork.
man, on your
And-
forks.
And sitting in the seat on both of those bikes, they definitely give you a different feel because
Oh,
the
yeah.
Street Glide feels like it's closer to you, and the Road Glide fairing feels like it's much further away.
Yeah.
So I'd be interested. I've never ridden them both back to back, and I should do that someday, just so I have some idea of where that air pocket's at, because I know it's different on both bikes.
I got an air pocket for you.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say.
bet you do.
The beard
Road
says
Glide
Road Glide's
rides
right
better.
better.
I
Fact.
agree that the beard, and that's
I'm gonna
why I've
have
got
to
a road
agree,
glide.
too.
Yeah. Well, I think what most people will tell you is that if you get stuck in, say, a super high wind, 40, 50, 55 miles an hour, that's when you're really going to see the difference, because the Street Glide is going to shake and shimmy more in the front end because where that fairing's mounted to the forks versus the frame.
You shake and shimmy when you hit that air pocket.
Yeah, it sure happens.
That happens.
A little bit of shaking and shimmying
Shimmying.
on the corner if you want to afford one
Yeah.
of these things.
Excuse me. What's your
Gonna have
tooth to tattoo ratio?
Exactly. You're gonna have to shake that ass. I'm gonna get a shirt that says that. I can afford this bike because I shake that ass.
Oh my God.
All right, shall we
Why
wrap?
do we have to be live? I could say some shit that we could edit out. That would be very funny.
All right. Unless anybody else has anything in the comments, I think we're going to call it a night. Thank you for hanging out on the live tonight. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully we
Good
see some
times.
other new stuff from HD too, because there's no way CVOs can be it for a monumental year for the motor company.
Go out and
Oh,
go out and buy your tickets for the charity bike too.
Yep. Show a picture of that one more time there, Dustin. It's
I
bad.
absolutely will. Just to show everybody where it comes from, it is inspired by this painting by David Mann. Jared Weems has built the bike on the right and now the bike on the left, which is this one.
Yes.
Bam.
A little more
Motherfuckers-
colorful.
Motherfucker is
Very
dope.
Nice looking bike.
Eye
Yeah.
pop.
It's a good looking bike.
Yes,
It's
it
an eye
is.
popper. Yep.
Yep.
I want to throw my leg over it.
Oh my god.
All right, we're out of here. See you guys.
I'm going down to the garage right now.